Hi guys, this is Hyunmin Max, aka Max. Welcome to the first ever video of FC24. I know that I've been gone for quite a long while. I was actually dealing with some personal stuff. You know, sometimes life is really tough, but I'm back now to actually help you guys make coins. So for today, right, I'm actually gonna be talking about how to start FC24. I know some of you will just be getting the game later on today. I'm gonna talk about how to go from 0 to 100k, some of the higher budget stuff, as well as the league cards, right, for our first actual promo, the Road to the Knockouts. So the first thing I want to talk about is what you should be doing, right? So I already started the game, so I can't actually show you what happens at the very start. But what you want to be doing is, after you have chosen your starter nation and your kits, you should be going for kits that are actually, right, goal kits, right? The likes of your Man United, Barcelona, right? So that you can actually, right, quick sell them, and then you actually have to, just equip yourself, right, with all these like default untradeable kits, and then you can actually get some coins, right, by quick selling your gold common kits. Now, your starter nations, right, it actually doesn't matter at much, in my opinion, right? You can choose England, Brazil, France. Personally, right, I'm just gonna go with France because they're really useful for SBCs. So after you have quick sold your kits, right, you're probably gonna have like 1,000 or so coins, right? Let's say you're somebody who did not have FIFA points loaded up, in terms of, right, you didn't get the ultimate edition. After you have sold your gold common kits, right, you quick sell them. What you want to be doing with the very first trading method, because you have very little coins, is you can actually go and buy these injury cards, right? They are actually really easy to trade with. What you want to be doing is basically, right, just mass bid at 150 coins, and then what do? Just sell them at 300 coins, right? You can lazy list them at 300 coins, right? They will still sell. You can try to sell some at 250 as well, right? 250 to 300 coins. So thereafter, what are you gonna do? Now, what you want to be doing is what I will call SBC solution trading, right? You go on Footbin, go and open up some of the SBCs, like your advanced SBCs. Go and find some of the players that are actually in the solution. So these are the players, right, that will actually, have demand, right? I already came up with a list of players before I came on stream, and I can straight away show you guys. So, one of the first few players that we can look at is Gali, right? As you guys can see, she's going for 550 to about 600 coins. And then what you want to be doing is just mass bidding between 300 to 350 coins. Sell her off at 600 coins. You double your coins, right? And then we have other players as well. Somebody like Angelina, if I can find her, I believe she's the one. So right now, right, she's actually going for about 850 coins, right? Easy. Just get her on bid at between 350 to 400 coins. Sell at 800 coins. So all these players that I'm going through right now, right, they are already in solutions. I've already searched them up before I started the video. That's why, as you guys can see, they are in demand and they are selling. And when you actually have very little coins, right, after you have quick sold everything, you've done a bit of the player injury trading that I showed you just now, you're probably going to come up to like between 3 to 4k, right? And then right now, Weaver is going for about 700 coins. So what you want to be doing is getting her on bid at between 300 to 350, selling at 700. You double your coins. I'm going to go through a few players, right? Just in case some of y'all have got no idea how to search up the players on Footbin and stuff, right? No worries. So here she's going for about 550 right now, as you guys can see, right? Bid at between 300 to 350, sell at 550. And then we have Williams as well, right? This player, right, she's actually pretty popular in Footbin solutions. Ryan Williams, yep, this is the one. So right now, how much is she going for? She's going for about 600 coins, right? Perfect. Bid at between 300 to 350, all right? And then you can sell at 600. And then we have Trunic. How much is he going for? I would say probably about 550 to 600. Yep, he's going for 550. Bid at between 300 to 350. You sell at 550 to 600, right? There is some, again, doubling your coins there. The Maris Igola. So right now, she's actually going for, I believe, about 550 coins to 600. Right, she has went up, right? She has went up quite a bit, right? I think she's in one of the solutions. She's 850. So again, get her on bid at between 300 to 350 coins, right? You double your coins quite easily there. And I'm gonna tell you guys, right, why this trading method, right, is so it's so good. Because sometimes, right, their prices can really, right, skyrocket like a lot, like triple or quadruple. Right, Puba is another one selling at 700. You can bid on her at about 350. And then we have Sarah as well, Sarah Aguirres. So this is the one. She's going for about 750 coins. So again, get her on bid at about 300 to 350 coins. So, you know, the people in my Twitch streams, right, I've been doing this actually over the past couple of days, right, going through with them this exact list of players, who to buy, who to sell, right? And, you know, they have been making coins, right? I have people in the stream who went from about 1k and then they actually went to about like 10k just within like 10-15 minutes of watching, right? And then buying and selling all these players, right? It's actually not that difficult to get the coins. And then we have Lun as well. She's about 500. You can get her on bid at 300 and then sell at 500. These cards, right, when they make it into SBC solutions, right, and they explode in price, right, they actually can go up quite a lot. So if you take a look at somebody like Cubo, right, that we just went through, right, you can see that, you know, her peak price is 1.3k. And then right now she's going for, I believe just now when we saw her, right, she's going for about 650 coins, right? So she can potentially, right, if you get her on bid at 350, you sell her at 1.3k when she's in the solutions, you're going to quadruple your coins. And then we went through Hill as well. So what was her peak price? 2.8k. And you're actually bidding on her, let me see, at about 350 coins. So it's about 7 times the coins that you make. So what I would say is, get these players on bid, you flip them immediately. So let's say that you take 1 hour or 2 hours before you come back and list the cards, right? Do remember to go and check the selling prices of these cards, right, on the market itself. Don't use Footbin, because I realized that Footbin, right, it's actually really laggy in that aspect. It takes quite some time to actually update the price. And then I talked about Angelina as well, right? Look at this. When she's in solutions, right, she can go as high as 4.4k, right? And then you're actually buying her for about 350 to 400 coins. And then we have somebody like Juan Ando, which I haven't spoken about. She was actually somebody that we traded quite frequently with as well. Her peak price is how much? 6,000 coins. And right now, right, you can actually get her at this card at between 600 to 650 coins. So what is going to happen is, I foresee all these cards that I have spoken about in the SBC solution, right, when the player base gets on the game later on, right, everybody will be doing the SBCs. So if you have like a long list of players, there are bound to be some of them, right, that's actually, right, going to explode like in price. They can go up, like I said, right, go up to about 3,000, 4,000 coins. And if you want the full list of these players, I actually have it on my VIP trading Discord. You just have to sub to me on Twitch, and then you can join, and you can basically, right, access that whole list. I believe that over the past 3 to 4 days, right, we've come up with a list of more than 50 to 60 players. You're gonna make a lot of coins, right? You can do that if you want to. Links will be down below. Now, the next question that you guys will have for me, right, those who have just started out in the game, what should you be doing if, let's say, right, you do have FIFA points, right? Should you be playing drafts? Should you be opening up the 7.5k packs in the store? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that this game, right, it feels very different from FIFA 23. I played quite a few games already. Not that easy to play. My advice is if you are a 16-win player in FIFA 23, right, play some squad battles, and then you can potentially try out the draft, right? As you guys can see, for the record, I've actually played 3 drafts. I have actually not won a single one, right? I didn't win all 4 games. My record is about 6-3 right now. I'm still trying to figure out the game, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So by the time you see this video, right, you know, some casuals might also start playing, which I think, right, it would actually make it, you know, easier for you to play in a way, because all of you are, you know, are at the start of the game, all learning about the game. But personally, right, I will just go and play squad battles first, and then if you think you're good enough, go and play some drafts. Because if you do win the drafts, right, drafts are definitely, right, way more worth it if you can win them, right, compared to opening the 7.5k packs, right, with your FIFA points, right? So next question will be, right, if let's say I have 4.6k FIFA points, right, for some weird reason, right, you have started the game late, even with your Ultimate Edition, right, how much coins can you potentially make from 4.6k FIFA points by opening 7.5k packs? I would say, right, on average about 60 to 80k, but worst case scenario, 60k, quite possibly, right? So let's do a preview pack here anyway and see what we get, right? Do your preview packs every day. So that is my take on whether you should do draft or whether you should open up the 7.5k packs with your coins. Now let's talk about some of the stuff that we saw recently in the game, more specifically, right, yesterday. So we have gotten this lone base hero player pick, and it's actually a 83 rated squad. You know, I personally don't think that it is that great, right, because it's kind of expensive considering that our clubs are actually pretty dry at the moment. And we also gotten a objective, right, that actually made some cards fly, right? This team pursuit, right, specifically, right, this silver segment of the objective itself. So your Eredivisie, La Liga Female, your Italian league, right, have actually all went up in price. I believe they went up to about 3k or so. So do check your clubs to see whether you actually, right, have these players in your club. And if you're not actually doing the objective and you really need coins at this very early stage of the game, I would strongly suggest for you, right, to actually go and sell these cards, right? Next thing I want to talk about, it's actually your team of the weeks, right? Team of the week 2. So actually, right, if we take a look at the team of the week 2, right, I think it's pretty good, right? We have Sonny, we have Kane, we have Mitoma, actually quite, you know, quite commonly used in starter squads, and then we have Joao Cancelo, we have Talisca, Kante as well. I think this is a pretty good team of the week, but I wouldn't just like go and invest in them right now, because I don't think that this is the lowest price, right? If you have them, I would actually go and sell them, because we're gonna get lots and lots of supply. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is something that has, you know, made, I would say, right, a lot of people angry. So what happened was this, right? For those who have gotten the game early, right, like 1 week ago, we have actually seen that the timer on the weekend league, right, was saying that it actually starts this Friday on the 29th of September. If you follow my Twitch streams, right, I already said in the stream itself that it's actually very weird, because typically, right, or traditionally, right, the weekend league, right, always starts on the next week after the full game release. So if they actually do it this Friday for FC24, right, it's actually out of character or out of trend. But because of the fact that EA actually put the timer there, right, it was there for quite a long while, people went up to buy and build their teams, right, in anticipation of the weekend league. When we got the news yesterday that the weekend league has been changed, right, the market actually fell off quite a bit, and I'll talk more about the market later on. Now let's move on, right, and talk about the first actual promo, right, that we are going to see this upcoming Friday. It's your Road to the Knockouts. I'm a big fan of this promo because I think this is way better than Wants to Watch. Wants to Watch feels kind of redundant. This was also another reason why the market fell off, because of the loading screen itself. Now this year, what is special is the fact that the Road to the Knockouts, right, or RTTK, right, actually includes the Women's Champions League. So for some of you who are very new to the game, right, you might be asking, what is this road to the knockout promo? How does it work? Is it based off goals and assists or clean sheets of the players? Nope, it's actually, right, based off the actual team performance. So how do the upgrades work, right? For Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, right, in general, right, so long as that team, let's say Manchester City, right, if they win 2 games in their group stage, that card gets a +1. If they make it to the round of 16, or in the case of the Europa League or the Conference League, the round of 32, they actually get a +1. Alright, so maximum, right, they can only go up by +2 inform upgrade. Now let's move on, right, and talk about the leaked players. So as you guys can see, right, this is from the official Champions League Twitter account, right? We have Openda, who is actually, again, a very, very popular starter card, OP starter card that I've seen in quite a few teams. And then we have Bonucci, who now plays for Union Berlin. I just hope that, they make Bonucci usable. I haven't really checked his acceleration for his base version of the card. And then we also have another player in the shape of Mercado, who, if Lens actually wins 2 games, right, because of the fact that he's an 83, he will just go straight to an 85 instead of a 84. Now, the headliner of this promo is no doubt Erling Haaland. If you guys remember, right, back in FIFA 23, right, in Team of the Week 1, we also have Erling Haaland, so no surprise to see him there, given that he's actually the cover star of FC24. Again, he's actually going to be super, super expensive. I would say probably between 1 to 1.5 mil at the very, very least. Of course, it all depends on the pack weight itself as well. We also have Kalulu, great starter card, again. Very good in-game as well, right? I love the French nationality. I used him in FIFA 23, and I actually think he's actually really good. And also, not to mention the great Milan links. And of course, we also have Mr. Ocean Man, right? Again, another popular starting card. Now, this one is also going to be way more expensive than the gold version as well, which will actually, right, again, gives us opportunities, right, to make coins from there. DePaul is always in my starter squads, right? He's only an 84, his base version, but he's actually very, very good in-game, so this one is going to be fantastic in-game as well. And of course, right, he also links to the Banini SBC, right, that's actually out right now, that I'm actually going to talk about more later on. So he might be a card to watch out for. And we also have my captain, right, Bruno Fernandes. GGMU hype again. He's actually going to be really, really expensive because of the Man United hype. And then we have our star boy Saka as well, right? I would say he's usually a bit of a fraud in-game. The question is, right, how big of an upgrade, right, will Saka actually get? Will EA, give these cards, right, a +1 or a +2? If they give them a +2, I would say that their cards, right, these road to the knockout versions are going to be super expensive. And what is going to happen is it's going to push up the base gold versions, right, up way more. If they only get a +1, their gold versions would still go up, but not as much. So personally, right, I hope that EA, right, just give them a +1 so that, the power curve doesn't shift so much so quickly, right? We just want to play with lousier cards for now. So with that, we actually have an investment opportunity, right, for those who have a higher budget. So it's confirmed, right, that right now, right, if they get promo cards, their gold versions, right, it's 100% sure to be gone out of packs. So if you take a look at Haaland's price, right, he went from about 480k down to 415k because of the loading screen, because of the weekend league being delayed, and he rebounded back up to about 460k or so, right, when we have news that he's actually going to be in the RTTK promo. I would say there's a very, very high chance, right, that Haaland goes up more because his RTTK version, right, is just going to be too expensive for too many players, right, at this early stage of the game. So for me, I think Haaland is actually a good investment. For those on a slightly lower budget, right, Oceanman is also great for investment as well. Again, 58k down to 50k before going back up to about 61k. And right now, he's actually hovering around the 58k mark. Cheap. And again, very popular card in starter squads. And then we also have our star boy Saka. Who, same thing, right? They all followed the same trajectory. 35k down to 30k. Back up to about 35k before dropping further down. So I believe that all these gold player versions, right, will actually do very, very well, simply because of the fact that the RTTK versions, right, are actually going to be very, very expensive. Now, we also have a leaked Bruno G objective. If it hasn't already, this objective, right, will actually drop a lot of central midfielder prices because of the fact that Bruno G, right, is a very popular meta starter card in FC24 as well. So by the time you see this video, your central midfielders might have gone down a little bit in price, and I'm quite sure that lots of people will actually do this objective because for me, right, Bruno G, right, it's actually very, very good in game. So I'm gonna be looking to do this central midfielder Bruno G, and he's probably gonna go straight into my team. I want to talk next about your marquee matchup investments, right? So I have actually already tweeted out who to invest in already. So the first big team that I would say, right, might potentially get a marquee matchups, it's actually Liverpool and Spurs. So right now, I would say you can try to get your Liverpool goal commons, right, at about 400 coins on bid. It might be a little bit difficult, so I have a better suggestion. If you can't do that, you can just go for Gravenberch, right? So Gravenberch, right, it's actually a really good investment. It's what I would call a double investment, right? So you want to be getting him on bid at about 700 coins. So why do I say a double investment? It could be required for marquee matchups. He's actually also a very popular player, right, for evolution. So double investment. He has 2 reasons to go up. Another possible marquee matchup, right, is actually Monaco and Marseille. So let's actually take a look at players to invest in. So for me, right, Monaco specifically, right, I like Gelson Martins. I think you can get him on bid easily at 300 coins. And also, I like that left midfielder, Golovin. I think these two are actually really, really good. Again, they are double investments. Why? If they're not required for marquee matchups, right, they sometimes are actually used for your starter SBCs. So 2 reasons for them to actually go up. No risk as well, right? At 300 to 350 coins is literally discard price. And then we have Marseille players as well. So for Marseille, right, I'll probably go for Harit, 300 to 350 coins. Right? Again, double investment. He might also be required for starter SBCs. Right? So the last team that I want to talk about, it's actually Barca, because we have the Barca and Sevilla game as well. So right now, right, the Barcelona players, right, are actually a little bit expensive already. So what you want to be doing is probably, right, the gold commons are a little bit expensive. They're at about 850 by now. You can try to get them a bit at about 600. But personally, right, I probably would just go with the gold rares. Right, try to get these gold rares at about 750 coins. I don't think that is a huge risk. When should you sell? You should actually sell the cards, right, after the marquee matchups are released. That's actually when the demand, right, will go the highest. Of course, you can also pre-list the cards. I would say possibly to about 4k to 5k if you want to. Probably 45 minutes before content drop. That is what I will be doing. Now, next thing I want to talk about, it's actually, right, some of the card designs that were actually added to the code. Now, this might be a little bit controversial because we have never ever had UEFA Champions League Player of the Month, right? But right now, as you guys can see, right, this has been added as a card design. I'm not entirely sure whether this will come out, but if it does, right, this will be history because it has never been done before. We also have the same thing for the Europa League as well as the Europa Conference League. So I guess we'll just wait and see whether this is actually true. And then we have Footies Heroes as well, right? I'm not sure whether these Footies Heroes are the ones that actually play in the Europa League, but based on the card design, it seems so. And of course, you know, we have the much dreaded UEFA Champions League common. Now, if you guys remember, right, the OGs, right, you remember that in previous versions of FIFA, right, we actually gotten the exact same cards. So let's say, I don't know, let's say we have a DePaul 84, right? We have the Go Rare version, and then we have the Champions League version, which has the exact same stats. The only difference, right, is the card design, which for me, right, it's actually one of the worst things, right, to be ever added in the game itself. I hope it doesn't come back, to be honest. And then if you take a look at some of the other card designs that were actually leaked by Foot Scoreboard, we have your Centurions icon. Looking forward to that. Your Team of the Year icons, right? So just take note, right, that I would say that some of these cards that are actually added to the database, right, doesn't necessarily mean that the cards are actually coming out. I believe that some of them, right, are actually being used as placeholders. So you don't have to worry about them too much, right? We'll deal with it when, when they actually come out itself. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the market itself, right? Because some of you guys might be asking me, right, Max, what's going on with the market? What should we do with our cards? I want to first talk about the cards dropping, right? Because of what happened yesterday, the loading screen as well as the delay in Weekend League. So again, I'm using meta players like Varane, right? He dropped from about 112k down to about 95k before rebounding back up to about 103k. And then we have Dembele as well. He faced the same fluctuation, 260 down to 220, went back up to 244k, which is where he's currently chilling at right now. By the time you see this video, the rival rewards are already out and the market is already up a little bit. When marquee matchups comes later, right, the market is going to drop a little bit more. And then a few hours later after marquee matchups, right, will actually be where most of the people in the world, right, will actually get the full game itself. Now, when that happens, it will very much depend on, what we see, I would have to say, right? Will EA release lots of tradable packs? If they do, the market is definitely going to go down because, people are going to be opening up packs with FIFA points, right? So there will be lots of supply. But wherever the market drops to, right, if there's lots of supply, right, I believe that the market will still go up because there'll be lots of new players on the game and everybody, right, will be going out to buy cards to build teams to actually play the game itself. So my take is, if you want to play it safe, right, sell the cards before marquee matchups, right? After marquee matchups, the market is definitely gonna dip. And then when the full player base comes in, right, I will have to say that there will be a period of time whereby the market will just explode because everybody will be going out to build their teams. So sell your cards before marquee matchups, your lower rated meta cards, 85 and lower, I would sell them before marquee matchups. When the full game is out in the UK, then I'll actually, right, go and buy back those cards. If you're holding on to higher rated cards, 86 and above, likes of your Dembele 86, Griezmann 88, you can potentially take a chance. For me personally, right, I will be taking that chance. I'm not going to sell my Griezmann. I have a tradable Griezmann, but I do have a Korea, which I'm actually going to sell. So that is my take for it. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, which player SBC to complete, right? We have Madison, we have Banini, and we have KDB. Now, for me, right, KDB is definitely overpriced, right? Definitely overpriced. He's good, but he's a bit too expensive at this stage of the game. Madison is cheap, but he's not going to last in your team for a very long time. For me, right, the best value for money, right, is actually Banini. I'm actually halfway through her. If you take a look at her stats, fantastic starter card. I think that she can last in the team, right, or at least in my team, right, for at least 1 month or so. So you can go and get her done. Of course, the next question is, what about, these mat ready cards? Can we potentially invest in them? Just take note, right, that these cards, right, are exactly the same as their base versions. The only difference, right, is the card design. So for me, I don't think that it's actually a good idea to invest in these cards because the RTTK cards, right, will be upgraded versions of, the base versions. So the demand will shift there. I personally, right, wouldn't touch these cards. So if you have them, I would possibly, right, just sell them because, people don't have too much coins on the game right now. To give you guys some proof, right, that the SBC solution trading, right, actually works. This is a screenshot from a member in the VIP trading Discord, right? He was buying Williams at between 300, 350, sold at 750. He went to play a couple of games and then he realized that, Williams is in a SBC solution. She went all the way up to about 1.8k. So he sold for 6 times the price, right? He sold quite a bit at 1.8k. So, like I mentioned, just make sure to double check the prices, right, before you actually list up the cards, especially if you're away from the game for like an hour or two, right? Go and check on the transfer market, right? Just to maximize your profit. And of course, if you want the full list of cards, right? How much to buy, how much to sell for low budget traders up to the higher budget traders, right? I have the full list in my VIP trading Discord. All you have to do, sub to me on Twitch, link your Twitch and Discord, and you're good to go. That's all from me for our first video. I know it's a very, very long one because we have so many things to cover, and I actually have more stuff to cover that I'll cover in subsequent videos. If you guys, of course, enjoyed the video, hit that like button. You guys want more FC24 trading videos, hit that sub button. We are about 50 or so subs away from that 1K mark, and I'll see you guys soon, alright? Take care, guys.